Welcome to episode 3 of Suplex Society. I'm AC and this is Luis.
I am Luis.
Not very much going on in
I
wrestling.
thought you were CE. What are you? Are you EC or CE?
God damn it. My wife was watching the main show and...
Yeah. Well, I also saw you wrote EC on one of the descriptions for the podcast. By the way, we're on everywhere you can listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and everywhere else. So go ahead and check us out there. But are you EC or CE?
I'm CE, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Cheska's been...
He messes with you. I get that. I get that. Don't let him don't let him not let you know who you really are inside, okay?
I'm CE. A little background on that. Crazy eyes. People used to call me that when I was in the military.
Ah, okay.
So that's where it comes from.
I definitely see it. Some of the way you look at me, sometimes I get a little scared.
So,
what happened in wrestling this week?
So, SmackDown.
Okay.
I mean,
on Friday.
I don't know where they're at, the show, but I watched it. Solo wants a rematch, says Cody wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for Roman Reigns.
I forget that Cody Rhodes and Solo and the Bloodline are on SmackDown because for some reason I think about them as being on Raw.
When they moved to Netflix wants Roman on Raw, so I don't know how they're going to do that.
Okay, that's going to be interesting.
We're not even there yet.
Not even there. So what happened on SmackDown?
So like I said, Cody opens the show and was about to announce who he wants to fight at Bash in Berlin, August 31st in Germany.
This is Solo or Cody? Cody's like
Cody opened the...
God.
He said that he wanted to fight... Well, he was about to, and then Solo comes in and was like, oh, you wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for Roman Reigns. And... he wants his rematch. And
makes sense. What's it, the championship clause?
No, Solo was never champion.
Oh, he wasn't? Oh, right. Cody was champion.
Cody
so he was
champion.
Okay, so he doesn't even deserve a rematch.
He wants his rematch. Cody tells him he doesn't deserve it.
Because he doesn't. You lost. Keep going. On to the next one.
But he blames Roman Reigns. And he was like, I'll deal with you after I go find Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Then Cody announces that he wants to fight Kevin Owens.
Why Kevin Owens? Is there history?
Not really, but he's been there for him. Like, every time the Bloodline attacks, Kevin's been there.
So this is like
it's a consolation, like, oh, you helped me. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Kevin says no.
He doesn't want to fight Cody?
No, because he says he doesn't deserve it. And then they go back to the back. And that brings us to our first match of the night. Street Profits and A-Town Down Under.
Street Profits and A-Town Down Under.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory versus Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Number one contender qualifying match, which I still don't know what that means.
I'm guessing for tag team championships?
Yes, but there's more than like 2 of them.
There's more than 2 tag team championships?
No, like qualifying matches for this championship
Is it going to be like a bracket?
I don't know. They haven't showed any bracket. They didn't. No real explanation.
There's no context behind all of this.
No, it's just...
That's what they called it.
Yeah. Street Profits win. Good. It was an okay match. I don't see Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins winning the tag titles. That's really all that happens there. Jade Cargill gets a match against Alba Fire. Jade Cargill in a tag team with Bianca Belair. Alba Fire half the tag team champions with Isla Dawn. Cargill beats Alba Fire.
Yeah.
But then gets ambushed by Blair Davenport. It seems to be a new group that's forming.
Blair Davenport is a group. There's so many
Blair
groups.
Davenport, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, they all attack, and then Naomi comes down and makes the save.
Okay.
Then you go into the LA Knight. You know,
yeah.
He is the champion, United States
Championship.
And he was like, I'll hit it and quit it. And, you know, there's a whole meme now with, oh, this is what you tell your dad's your girlfriend's dad when he asks what your intentions are with his daughter.
To be
So
respectful and hit it and quit it.
it's Santos Escobar versus Andrade to see who faces him. Well, with everything that's going on with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, Escobar wins, and Escobar was like Escobar C, like L.A. Knight, yeah. Escobar C.
Boo. I don't like that.
Escobar wins because Carmelo interferes.
So pretty simple.
DIY beat Pretty Deadly in the second number one contenders qualifying match.
Out of how many we don't know, right?
There's another one next week.
I guess until
I don't know.
Until the championship?
I don't know.
Until the
But DIY beats Pretty Deadly. It was an okay match. I at first I thought Pretty Deadly was gay. Like, the way they act, like yes boy and all that shit. I hate it. I don't like their shtick.
What is their shtick?
Like, I don't like their gimmick.
Well, how would you describe their gimmick?
They
Flamboyant.
Okay. Like they're wearing the crazy outfits, and I get it. Seth Rollins wears crazy outfits, but,
right?
I mean, so DIY wins. I don't see them regaining the tag titles, but I mean it's crazy because Jacob Fatu, not even a mention on this show about Jacob.
They don't say anything about Jacob Fatu.
No.
Why are you mentioning him right now?
Because Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga won the titles. But Tongaloa seemingly has taken his spot since he got injured
himself, yeah.
Still no context to any of that.
So they haven't come back and said, hey, he's really injured. No, he's not really injured.
Yeah.
They just kind of left it in the background.
Triple H has said he's banged up, but he's okay. And that's all we've gotten.
They're keeping it close to the chest.
That's it. And then the show ends with Solo coming to the ring to confront Roman. Roman comes out.
Oh, he actually saw the show.
Roman shows up.
Oh. How was that interaction?
It was like the last 5 minutes of the show.
Was there like a face-to-face?
No, Roman attacked all of them.
Him versus everybody.
Roman uses the stair. Like, Roman was intense here. He uses stairs.
Like ladder or like
stairs,
steel stairs?
Steel steps.
Okay.
Tongaloa saves Solo from a spear. Reigns then spears Tama Tonga through the barricade.
Ooh.
And then Solo escaped. But I bring you back to, he was like, if you want the Eulafala, you're going to have to come get it.
Eulafala is the red beads, kind of like chili beads, right?
His father gave it to him. His father and his grandfather.
Because that means you are the head of the table. You are the
But
OTC.
Solo escapes with them because they start getting the numbers game against him and then he fights back. That's how the show ends. I'm going to cover this later, but there were some things I didn't like. And I'll explain it after we recap Raw. Because
all right, let's go. We'll dive right into Raw. We finished the show with Roman Reigns. We start off the show of Raw with...
Raw kicks off. Rhea opens.
Rhea
opens the show pissed the hell off, quote unquote.
Just her doing a promo or...
So, Rhea's pissed the hell off. Mm-hmm. She goes on about, how she made Dom a man and all this other shit. Because at one time, Rhea was trying to get Dom to leave Rey Mysterio.
Because he was in a faction with his dad.
Yes, they were tag team champions.
Right.
And they were the first father-son tag team champions, actually.
Of all time.
Yeah. So, it started with Rhea beating the hell out. Dom used to get his ass kicked by Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley.
Wait, Judgment Day used to be Rhea, Damian Priest, and somebody else. Edge. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. So eventually, everybody else joined.
Well, Finn
Balor, Dom, Carlito.
But Dom started out getting his ass kicked until he joined, and then he finally joins because Edge comes back as the good guy after they turn on him, and
Don't Edge and Ray team up?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did team up, and then Dom turned on him.
Right.
Kicks Edge in the nuts, and then beats the hell out of his dad. But Dom and Liv are in the crowd, and they interrupt her. Rhea, the fans are booing. You can't hear what Dominik's saying, as always. Rhea likes that the fans are booing Dom. Dom chose Liv because she makes him feel like a man and calls him daddy.
Going backwards a little bit, what was the line that Rhea Ripley said?
Mommy's always on top.
No, it was in this specific promo where she said something about deep. She said, what was it? And I remember because I was watching TikTok and those kind of pop up in my feed.
I've seen a bunch.
Or her promo said something along the lines of, "You're not very deep, and or something deep, and you're used to hearing that."
Yeah, I don't remember that. I mean, they've been on TV a lot.
Oh. She said, "Dom, you stabbed me in the back, but sadly, you didn't do it deep enough." Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard that many times before.
I missed that. I forgot about that.
Yes, it was something like that.
Well, I missed that. But yeah, Dom chose Liv because she calls him daddy.
Because she makes him feel like a man.
Yeah. So Rhea is actually keeping them busy, and Damian Priest comes up in the crowd.
Misdirection.
Yes.
Okay, so she was just trying to make sure to see where they were, hold them there by bantering back and forth.
Damian Priest came up, starts beating up Dom, gets him into the ring, and then Dom begs for mercy, and Carlito saves him. And then
is Carlito like borderline between one and the other, or all Judgment Day?
Carlito's all Judgment Day. Damian beats Carlito, even with the help from Judgment Day. And then Liv saves Dom from Rhea.
Very manly like, right?
Exactly. They're really happy with the connection that Liv and Dom have.
They being the
like
promotion?
Higher ups. They wouldn't do something if they weren't. That's all about money.
Of course.
And the change.
Of course. Dom right now is a very good heel.
It got crazy because Rhea was supposed to be the baby or the heel. Mm-hmm. And they started cheering her. She got over organically. Yeah. And without even trying. That's why they decided to make this. Same thing with Damian.
She's such a good performer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even talking about star. I'm not even talking about, like, in the ring. Just performer. Like, when she does anything. When she got backstabbed, you felt that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, her acting, her performance is so good. Yeah. So, I can see why she's naturally...
But they're... Like I said, they're high on Dom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because his dad... I don't know where that comes from yet. Because they've been trying to put Dom in the ring with just about everybody so he learns.
Well, he's also very good. Very naturally talented. Go.
He has improved every time he's been in the ring.
He's like a sponge, man. He just sucks everything up.
Yeah.
Before you keep going, you're talking about organically getting over. I remember there was a period when Randy Orton was the biggest heel. Yeah. He went through his whole spiel about being the legend killer. And I remember one day I turned Raw on and everybody was cheering for him.
And that's why they had him win the world title. But he wasn't ready. He was green as hell.
And there's many documentaries that go over that. I just remember that was another person that naturally just got over with the crowd.
Randy did it. If I'm remembering correctly, Daniel Bryan did it.
Oh, Daniel Bryan.
But
yeah, the whole yes movement.
We're not even going to talk about that right now. So go to our next segment.
Okay, so moving on from Rhea Ripley, Dominik, and Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Eventually, there's going to be a match made for Bash at Berlin.
Between
Damian and Rhea versus Liv and Dom.
So it's gonna be a tag team match.
Yeah, a mixed tag. They don't do them very often anymore.
Not anymore.
But they're doing one in Germany.
Who do you predict wins?
Ooh. I predict Damian.
I don't. I predict. Look, and this is me as a noob. I predict Dominik and Liv Morgan because that gets them more and more heat, winning.
But I also feel like, I mean, it could go both ways.
I see the Judgment Day interfering in some way, and that's how they win.
But in my opinion, there's been so much, like, a lot more interference in matches that there shouldn't be.
For more reason.
Well, yeah, they do it to get heat.
But
at the same time, no one pays to see interference. That's why people were getting tired of the Roman Reigns
after a while,
title defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, see, like I said, Rhea as a baby face, Damian as a baby face.
And that also builds them up. I feel like the more baby faces lose in illegitimate ways, the more it builds them up.
But they might lose. It might be something stupid too. Because I remember while we're talking about stupid losses.
Yeah.
Big Show versus somebody in a tables match. Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it was for the Intercontinental Championship. Big Show loses because he pushes him back and he steps through the table, and that's how he lost.
I remember that.
And I can't remember who it was against.
It was like propped up against the turnbuckle?
No, it was up outside the ring.
Did he fall on it?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Stepped into it.
Yeah.
And that's how he lost the Intercontinental Championship. That's how I see it being something stupid like that, like a roll up or something stupid.
Yeah, something to get you like, it's a legitimate win, but it still gets you like stupid heat.
I could see this rivalry going on for 2 or 3 more pay-per-views.
Okay, so until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So on to the next segment. Bo Dallas is talking to a TV about the Wyatt 6 debut. He was like, we debuted back, basically saying we debuted back where it all started with the Wyatt family. And he's like, there you are. And then the segment ends. They want to make it creepy. It's supposed to be creepy.
So it's him talking to a therapist?
TV.
Like just white noise.
So basically, I don't know what was on the screen. I just know there was a TV screen, like a big fat TV, not
like 90s old school, yeah.
And he's just talking to it.
Do they show the screen?
I don't remember seeing the screen, but I was also busy during that segment.
Gotcha.
Odyssey Jones wins against a jobber. No one really cared about that match. And then Karrion Kross is still trying to get Xavier Woods to leave the New Day.
I saw a little bit about that.
Match between New Testament, Karrion Kross, Akar, and Rezar, or however you want to say the names. AOP. We'll just go there. Versus Odyssey Jones, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston.
He pointed out that he's just a replacement for Kofi Kingston during that segment.
Yeah.
He's trying to like point light at it, put light into it.
I think eventually it's going to happen. I don't see Big E coming back ever because of the way he was flipped on his neck. And, he said he's happy being out of the ring.
Yeah.
We were talking about Odyssey Jones. That man can deadlift 800 pounds.
Really?
A performance center record. He set the record for either deadlift or powerlift.
No, there's no way powerlift.
But he deadlift like 800 pounds.
That's impressive. How much? Well,
and he reminds me of Mark Henry.
I was about to say the same thing.
But Mark Henry
was an actual strong man.
Speaking of Mark Henry is back with WWE.
I thought he was with AEW.
Not anymore.
He came back?
They were sitting in the crowd. His son signed with WWE.
Ah, well, of course. And more reason for him to come back. Yeah.
They were sitting in the crowd. CM Punk is said not to be in the building. Chad Gable said he's away at the Olympics, but he has unfinished business with Wyatt 6.
Chad Gable?
Chad Gable.
Oh. Was he really at the Olympics?
He was.
performing or
no, not performing. He
or
was
just
watching.
okay.
American Made beats Alpha Academy. Ivy now early in the night told Maxine Dupree it's a bad idea for her to be out in the ring. They only lost because the distraction was Ivy Nile attacking Maxine Dupree, and she joins American Made. It's a new angle. I said it. A new team angle.
Yeah. They haven't brought Angle into the picture yet.
I don't think they're going to.
Okay.
I think Chad Gable. I think. Would I like to see it? I'm a fucking Kurt Angle fan.
Yeah. You drink your milk in the mornings?
I drink my milk. Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
But Ivy Nile joins American Made.
How many people are in American Made right now?
So it's Ivy Nile, Chad Gable, and the Creed brothers.
Ivy Nile is a girl.
Yes.
Okay. I thought so.
So, you've heard faction names, right?
Yeah,
some
there's a lot
really
of factions for that. Yeah.
famous ones. Like
Okay.
New World Order.
Right.
D-Generation X. DIY.
Yes.
Awesome Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Faction names. Yeah. Evolution.
The
Bloodline. So
Evolution is probably one of my favorite ones.
Which one?
Evolution.
Yeah. That was one of mine too.
Yeah, Ric Flair, Batista, Randy Orton, Triple H.
4 Horsemen while we're thinking of Ric
how
Flair.
do we not think about that?
So Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and
I can't wait for
Zoe
this because you have a smirk from ear to ear.
It's their faction name is Pure Fusion Collection or Collective.
UFC. Why?
I don't know who came up with this, but I don't like
Usually, faction names should roll off the tongue. New World Order. The 4 Horsemen. What are the other ones we just talked about? D-Generation X. What is this one?
Pure Fusion Collection.
Pure Fusion Collection. I don't want to feel like I am reciting a citation. I don't need to do that.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. We're talking about 2 people. Sonya Deville, or not Sonya Deville. Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, who have MMA backgrounds, like actual MMA backgrounds.
I heard at one point they were trying to kind of team them up into a faction with Ronda Rousey, but Ronda Rousey is nowhere near the WWE right now.
Not anymore. She will never go back.
And I remember her talking bad
shit.
about
pure shit.
I heard something that she said something about that,
but she's also having her second child too, so
for more reason, and it's perfectly understandable.
So there's a match against Damage Control. Number 1 contenders for the World Women's Tag Team Championships. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The match ends in a fucking no contest.
Oh, it's the worst.
Stupid. I hated the match. I mean, it was good. The action was good. I hated the finish.
Shayna Baszler. Another.
She's her nickname is the Ace of Spades. And she can... I don't know what her MMA record is, but she was in the UFC. Mm-hmm. Zoe Stark has MMA background as well.
What I was going to say, that Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville, if I'm thinking about who they really are, I'm surprised they haven't been let go from the company.
But the name.
What about it?
Pure Fusion Collection doesn't fit.
No. I agree with that completely.
With their background.
Pure Fusion... Pure... I guess because they're MMA, so they're pure MMA. Fusion, I have no idea how that can... Collective, maybe so they can bring in more people?
I don't see the booking in it. I don't see what they're booking them to do. Yes. Right now is the time of the faction, but at the same... Kind of like with... I forgot. Nation of Domination.
Domination.
But we're back in that where factions are kind of...
They're the thing, right?
So
now everybody should be in a faction, whether you're a solo talent or a tag team talent.
And they did it with We'll talk about that later. But they did it with WCW.
Right.
We go on from that fucking shitty finish to Gunther telling Randy Orton that he wasted his unlimited potential.
Gunther tells
That was Randy Orton.
He's not wrong.
Tells him he's no longer unpredictable and will never be world champion again.
Well, he's not wrong. Randy Orton was hyped up to be the next coming of everything good that was in WWE.
Good.
He's very good. But he was too childish at the moments where he could have been great.
So here's the thing with Randy Orton. You know he went AWOL from the Marine Corps?
I know he went AWOL, but I
He left?
AWOL, what is your definition of AWOL?
Like, absent without leave.
Oh, gotcha. I did not know that was an actual...
Yeah.
That was okay, I thought AWOL was just like going crazy.
No, he went AWOL from the Marine Corps, like left his post. His dad made him go back. I've seen all of the documentaries. Right. But he goes back and he faces his time and he gets, obviously...
Yeah.
But he's... I don't agree with that.
That he will never be champion again, or
he's still good.
I don't disagree that he's still good, but I think his talent right now is more to develop than it is. Oh, he's always been a good heel. Well, as that aside, I just think right now his talent is better used to develop.
And that's what he's doing.
And
he's lost every major match.
So that makes perfect sense. At a certain point, you have to give him credibility. And
at some point, he's going to snap and flip back to the other side. That's what they do.
So I like that. He has to go full heel. Going back on everything. And
so Drew McIntyre,
yeah.
While we're talking about this, Drew McIntyre was like, you can't let Randy Orton be here and be number one contender. So as they're talking, Drew comes out and, they're Gunther and Orton are kind of looking at him.
So he's trying to get himself in the picture?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He still wants to be world champion.
I was trying to see where that came.
CM Punk's not here. Okay. Well, Drew goes to say something, and he attacks him with a belt.
Gunther.
No. CM Punk attacks Drew McIntyre.
He wasn't there.
He shows up and attacks Drew McIntyre with a belt.
Not a championship belt, an actual belt.
Like belt around, like you wear to keep your pants up belt.
Okay.
I seen the pictures.
Somebody was a naughty boy.
Pretty gnarly. Says he told Kathy Redmond that he wasn't going to stop until he gets his hands on Drew McIntyre. And he wants to challenge him to a strap match.
Stretch match as in stretch. Strap.
Like strap.
What is a strap match?
You beat the hell out of each other with a strap. Like a belt strap.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to identify it's not a strap on, it's a strap belt. That being said, how do you win?
Pinfall.
So it's a regular match with straps.
Or submission.
With belts.
Yeah. I don't like where it's going.
It's like a TLC with just belts.
They're building up to Hell in a Cell in October. I think it's kind of a card filler.
Okay.
The next match, Bronson Reed smashes The Miz. R-Truth becomes a spoil of war, pretty much. He puts
collateral damage.
Collateral damage.
I don't know. How long has R-Truth been with?
He's been doing it since WWF. Like, he was in a tag team with Road Dogg back in the day.
But how long has he been with the WWE? Like, being this mid-card...
Well, he went back and forth from WWE. He was actually a champion in TNA. Like, he went back
Was he really?
Yes. Like, early TNA.
I remember, I think it was that movie with Mickey Rourke?
The Wrestler?
Was it The Wrestler? I remember him being like a talent in the movie The Wrestler.
R-Truth?
R-Truth.
Huh.
I could be getting the movie wrong, but it was a wrestling movie.
But he's done so much. He's like 47.
He's up there.
Fans want to protect him, and the company seems to be giving the fans what they want.
He's like another Miz. Like, he gives so much to the company.
Yeah.
Well. So he becomes collateral damage to Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed is his name.
Big Bronson Reed, BBR.
Yeah. It's also revealed that Seth Rollins is out. They did it to write him off TV last week.
Seth Rollins is out?
Right now.
What is the reason for that?
Just nagging injuries.
Okay, so they're giving some time to rest. I like that. You wouldn't see that back in 2010.
So then there's a vignette.
Okay.
Of Judgment Day. They say it's no egos, no leaders. Liv says there's a revenge tour for Judgment Day. That's when the match is made for Bash in Berlin on August 31st.
Between
Rhea Ripley and
Dom.
Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest versus Dom and Liv Morgan. And then Balor calls himself Backstabber Balor. He's kind of leaning into his whole gimmick.
I like that.
I think they can create an alter ego for Damian Priest for this feud.
So what would be the alter ego for Damian Priest?
I don't know, because they call him the Prince of Darkness.
So that's like his nickname.
Yeah.
Damian Prince of Darkness
and
Priest.
Balor is Demon Finn.
Demon Finn.
With the painting and the... I mean, that's money right there.
Okay, so let's create this character. Was it the Dark Angel? What's his name? The Damian Priest. What's his nickname?
The Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness. How do we create this character of Prince of Darkness?
I'm thinking kind of Lucifer kind of thing.
Do we give him a crown?
You could.
Okay, let's give him a crown. Is this crown painted on so that it can be on during the match, or is this crown one that he takes off, kind of like Triple H when he has the...
I think it would be one he just has to take off during the match.
Okay.
I don't see Damian... No, I don't see Damian...
Just give him like up-to-date gear, kind of walk out.
While we're talking about... Rhea Ripley calls Damian... bisexual Undertaker or something like that.
Aren't they on the same team?
This was from a while ago. I've seen...
Was this like a riff or like he was like dogging on him?
They were talking shit to each other. Okay. But like a bisexual Undertaker or...
I can see it. I can see it.
So that match is made. I don't know where it goes. I don't know if it...
Who do you think wins? Let's do some booking right now.
Who needs it most? I would say...
I don't think either one needs it more. I think if anything...
I think Finn needs it more than... Because he's kind of been in a faction. He's kind of been tag team. Like we're
talking about Finn and Damian Priest. I was talking about Liv Morgan, Dom.
Oh. See, well, that match, Damian Priest and Rhea... I don't see them winning their... Now that I've had time to think about it, I don't see them having the momentum to win yet.
Damian Priest and Rhea?
Yeah.
How do you think it ends?
Stupid.
So something silly, something like a
I remember the Big Show. Like this, something so stupid.
Yeah.
The Big Show was in a tables. You put Big Show in a tables match, and I don't even remember who it was against.
Mm-hmm.
And he was standing on the apron, and he falls, and he puts his foot through it, and he loses the Intercontinental Championship. It was a short fucking match, too.
I remember seeing that. I've seen a couple of videos.
But it's going to be something stupid like that, like a roll-up, and the fans are going to eat it up because they don't like Liv and Dom. And that's what you want.
Yeah, because the more illegitimate wins that a heel gets, the more that it builds the heat for the heel, and the more that it builds the crowd for the...
That's why it got so good when, Cody's going to finally beat Roman, It had been 3 years of
because
bullshit.
It makes you feel like it's pushing him down.
Yeah. And then Raw ends with an incredible 2 out of 3 falls match for the Intercontinental Championship. Rematch from SummerSlam between Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn.
Wow, how was that?
It was hard hitting. Sami Zayn got the first fall. And then...
I didn't see that match, but the only thing I saw from that match was Braun Breaker carrying Sami Zayn, running full speed, kind of towards where the announcers are, and throw him over there.
Yeah.
And he just went flying.
Yes. I mean...
You keep talking about his power, his speed, his skill. I didn't notice it until that moment.
Go back and watch highlights of Braun Breaker being the running back for the Kennesaw State.
So way back.
He was a running back in college.
Yeah.
For them. I actually saw that on the Pat McAfee show.
Really?
I've been seeing him. You know, I play the Madden and the NCAA football games.
Yeah.
And you see Kennesaw State, and I've been seeing Braun wearing the jacket. I didn't know he was a running back for them until.
What's his real name?
I don't know.
No.
I don't really know real names.
Yeah.
You
don't need to know real names.
I know CM Punk's real name is Phil.
And Triple H is Paul.
Yeah, Levesque.
Yeah.
Sammy gave his all. I mean, it was a really good match. I think it was more of a passing the torch that story's ending for Sammy.
I like that. Do you think there'll be more matches between Sammy and...
No, I think...
Just kind of like the destruction of Sammy and then...
Let me finish this and we're going to get to the Sammy booking because there's a few ways that can go. Sammy gave his all. 2 spears in a row to tie it at 1 fall apiece. And then there was the midair spear that ended the match.
I need to see. You said it was good, huh?
Yeah. He has a very impactful spear.
I need to watch it.
So that's how the show happens. That's how the show ends.
I was just thinking about this. You know who Braun Breaker reminds me of? And like the way they're booking him in such like impactful way?
Who?
Randy Orton.
I can see that.
You remember when Randy Orton came into the picture? They used the legend killer, and of course he was.
His first match, literally he found out like 5 minutes before it was happening.
Yeah.
Vince was like, "You're facing him," and I don't remember who he faced. Mm-hmm. It wasn't important. I mean, if you go back, he looks like green as fuck. I think he might have faced the Undertaker. Might have been his first match. I can't remember, but it was in 2002. I do know that. The things I hated
about Raw.
All of it.
Okay.
SmackDown and Raw.
Talk to me.
There was a thing that came on the screen. It's like, oh, Nia Jax is next. You know, new women's champion. She was not on SmackDown, but they came on. Her celebration is next. They turned around and moved it to next week. Then
what do you think happened?
Whether it was timing or it was cut all together.
That would make for it to be timing,
but she wins the most important women's title, and you don't even bring her onto the show.
You would think that she just came back from injury, right?
No, she was just released.
Oh, okay, she just came back, immediately won the championship, and they
didn't even include her in the SmackDown after SummerSlam.
You would think they would do something.
No, they're stupid. Then they advertised, and I get it, card subject to change. No AJ Styles. And I like the phenomenal one.
Who was he supposed to fight?
Nobody. He was just supposed to appear.
Okay, kind of be a filler.
It was probably going to be a promo or something. Mm. He wasn't even there.
That sucks. For those people who really, really like those stars.
Who really paid for them.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, so now Jax, AJ Styles went
and
there.
this booking. The booking.
You don't like the booking?
Nah. Some Pure Fusion Collective.
To me, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. But hey, just because you don't know where they're going doesn't mean they don't have a direction.
There's no direction. It took so long for Sonya Deville. Odyssey Jones. He got drafted after WrestleMania. The first time in fucking 200 days, and you're just bringing him in like last week. Like, what are you doing?
Are they building him to be like a legitimate talent?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of like
because now he's facing jobbers, and I get it. There's a lot of talent right now.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about talent, a lot of people are about to jump ship from AEW to WWE.
The only person I really want to jump ship from AEW to WWE. Actually, there's two. MJF.
Not gonna happen. It was
That-
supposed to happen in December, and then he finally came back, and that's when he was wearing the Triple H garb, which I still hate that he did that.
But like back, that was like 2 years ago.
No.
This was recently?
Yes, when he was injured, his contract was up, and then he ended up resigning.
All right, I didn't know that. Well, that's the only person. That's the main person that I really want to
But
see in the WWE.
Daniel Garcia is supposed to come over, Ray Phoenix Jr., and it brings us back to. So there's a thing.
Mhm.
Britt Baker, the dentist.
Yeah.
She's an actual dentist.
I think she's boyfriends or she's girlfriends with one of the guys in WWE.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Keep going.
But she got suspended because of something with MJF. I don't know what happened. I don't know the details. But it kind of brings you back to why people are jumping ship.
Yeah, man. If the culture's not there, you can't.
The culture's not there. Speaking of, the reason why they couldn't get their rights, like their media deal done with Warner Brothers, they lost $10 billion last year.
AEW?
Yes. So they're bleeding money. The culture sucks. A dog was attacked. CM Punk's dog was attacked. I don't know.
You don't mess with somebody's dog, man.
No.
You just don't.
It's fucking culture, bro. The culture sucks
Yeah.
over there, apparently. What I will say is, the working environment for WWE has changed tremendously.
I completely agree.
CM Punk has gone on record saying, hey, if this regime was in place 10 years ago, I would have never left.
Never would have left.
People that were in the company that aren't in the company anymore were like, oh, we would have never left. Because that was the reason why Sasha Banks left.
There's some more, call it what you want, like a work-life balance. It's not a work-life balance,
But now
there's some more
they're able to
work-rest balance.
They're able to take vacations. They're able to spend time with their family. They're saying, hey, you can have your children.
Yeah.
Because once a woman has a child in WWE, it was really hard for them to come back.
Usually that was the end of the career.
Yeah. So, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
And there's more changes coming. I was going to say something. Working relationships with other companies is
I
happening
remember you
now.
telling me they have a relationship with TNA, right?
Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
He's still signed with AEW. He's
TNA.
still signed with TNA until next year. But WWE is allowing him, or anyone that works with the company, they're allowing him to train at the Performance Center with all the WWE wrestlers.
That is cool. I see why they're doing that. They're bringing talent over to WWE, and they're trying to have them see what it's like to come here.
AEW tried to do it first.
I remember they had to deal with New Japan. They had to deal with Ring of Honor.
Well, they bought Ring of Honor.
Yeah, eventually they did buy Ring of Honor, but they never. Did they have a deal with TNA? I don't think so.
They had.
They did? I didn't know they had a deal with TNA.
But WWE has put AEW or TNA over more than AEW ever did.
They're just a bigger
And
company.
while we're thinking about it, Odyssey Jones, remember the guy that I said, hey,
Yeah.
you drafted him back in April. Why aren't you using him?
Yeah.
He outdrew, in one segment, their top stars. Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Okada. Their three top stars. I don't remember the third one because it's not. He's not important to me.
They outdrew. What is that? What does outdrew mean to you?
In views.
So he came on TNA.
No,
and-
WWE. When he first showed up on AEW or WWE Raw last week to save the New Day, he drew 8 million views, and their top three talents are online drawing 5 million views, 6 million views, 4 million views. You're outdrawing their top stars.
So, but how much do you think of that is actual Odyssey versus having the New Day be the? Or
It's not New Day. It was Odyssey. The way that he just saved, like he got so much pop.
yeah.
the views on the videos too. He's outdrawing all of them.
What is it about Odyssey? Well, because
I don't know very much about Odyssey.
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I've
just heard about him. I think
He
last
came
week.
over from NXT.
Yeah.
They drafted him back in April. That's about all I know about him. I've been trying to get into watching NXT because NXT was where they were originally just doing war games on NXT, and then they brought it to
The actual WWE.
They brought it back to the main roster. WCW used to use war games.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And so yeah, I mean it's interesting. They got the working relationship now. AEW talent goes to, or AEW, TNA talent goes to NXT, and they work together. And Joe Henry's doing some pretty cool shit.
I just know I like his theme song. Call it what you want. I like his theme song.
I think it's fucking annoying.
And I believe in Joe Henry.
Say his name and he appears. But thank you for joining us.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Also, we are now on all streaming services for podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and everywhere where you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to, like I just said, comment, like, subscribe. What are they gonna comment down below?
I would like to know who your underdog, like your most favorite underdog is in WWE
right now.
Right now.
All right, comment that. Underdog? Ooh. How do you define underdog?
Someone who people don't even look at. Like underrated.
Underrated. I haven't watched enough WWE and Raw or in SmackDown to be able to say there's one specific person. I remember back in the day it was Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler, that was like my number one underdog that Dolph you Ziggler. Always wanted to come up, but nothing ever happened with him. He had that feud with Alberto Del Rio, but nothing ever happened after that. Who is in it right now? Who's yours?
Mine used to be Rey Mysterio because he was always the underdog.
Yeah. So what about right now? Do you have anybody right now?
If I had to choose, it would have been Carmelo Hayes, but he's finally getting his
flowers.
His flowers. Yeah.
I like that. I'll tell you next week. I'm going to watch more about it this week, and I'm going to tell you who I think was really good talent and hasn't gotten enough exposure.
But go ahead and let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining us.
Peace.